Real thing that happened for a long time, and I would go when I was in my late teens, early 20s, and the first floor was a gym.
Okay.
Then there was
Did they give you clothes?
towel.
That's it.
No, I'm not joking. You could not walk around with clothes on.
Wait, even if you worked out in the gym, you had to work out naked?
It's not a real gym.
Oh.
This is not. There's no weights. It's like a treadmill. That's the gym.
Okay.
Everybody needs to be booking him.
Yeah,
Left and right.
get him back in that fucking group. Bro.
Such a solid comedian.
He is. They got a lot of Marcus moving. It's a little sad, bro, but he did great last night.
Yeah, I took notes while he was talking, and I restructured his. I at least gave him my very limited feedback about in with the spit. That story that he told, I was like, that's the funniest part.
That's just hilarious.
Talk about the gluten-free butt plugs. Talk about do all those. Here are the beats, but it needs to end with you walking into that circle and seeing the dude and being like, so I did the only thing I could. That's the punchline.
That's
Done.
a great punchline. I mean, he killed that. That was a great orgy story.
Yeah, it was good, and it's fun to see. I don't ever have the confidence to do that. You're never going to see me go on stage and tell a free-form story. Marcus is just
You're not going to tell us one of your orgy stories, bro?
I don't think I should.
Yeah, yeah, you should.
They're
bro.
Nightmare stories.
They
are.
Orgies, gay orgies are nightmares.
There was a. Y'all are laughing. Y'all don't see the helicopters in my head flat trauma. Yeah. There was a. I don't even think I should be telling this. There was a club.
Just don't use names.
I'm not going to use it. There was a club in the French Quarter for decades, and it was called Club New Orleans, and it was on Toulouse Street, right by Café du Monde, and it was a bathhouse.
Okay.
And it was 5 stories tall.
Oh wow.
And it had no sign on the door. It was this big, size of a business card. It's like Club New Orleans, and you get inside, and there's a room, and they take your ID and they scan it, and you pay them $50, and you have to surrender your clothes. This was a real thing that happened for a long time, and I would go when I was in my late teens, early 20s. And the first floor was a gym.
Okay.
Then there was
Did they give you clothes?
towel.
That's it.
No, I'm not joking. You could not walk around with clothes on.
Wait, even if you worked out in the gym, you had to work out naked?
It's not a real gym.
Oh.
This is not. There's no weights. It's like a treadmill. That's the gym.
Okay.
But the second and third floors were hotel rooms. They were, and then the fourth floor was just glory holes. And then the 5th floor was indoor-outdoor.
A whole 4th floor of glory.
Yeah, it was there was a rubber room, of all rubber and video screens. And then on the 5th floor, it was swings and slings and all kinds of shit. And this was a place, and it would blare house music at a decibel that made your ears ring the whole time, and the whole structure. And you would
What kind of house music?
Inaudible, just boom, 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 boom.
Okay, so like a rave music?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there are... Yeah, really scary memory. I'm not joking. It's wild. But they scan your ID in case you turn up dead or...
Wow.
Yeah, or go missing. It's wild.
Wow.
They just closed it 6 or 7 years ago.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
How long was that open for?
Since the fucking 50s.
Wow.
Yeah. It was like an institution, the bathhouse, let's call it.
Wow.
And then you'd be all fucking coked out of your mind or all in a K-hole, and then you'd be leaving the gay bars being like, you want to go to the bathhouse? And you'd just go with your friends.
Yeah.
And you just go. And it was a scene.
See, straight people don't come up with anything fun like that.
I had sex with one guy, and the 5 or 6 times I went, and me and him are still friends on Facebook. I like to keep up with him and see what his family's up to.
Well, welcome to Pickles House, everybody. Got an exciting episode today, bro. I love this dude. Yeah, if y'all don't know, he's been here a couple times. This is his 3rd appearance on Pickles House. Ryan Rodgers, everybody.
What's going on?
You're what's going on, bro.
3-timers club.
Hell yeah.
How many else are? Do I get a robe? What's going
you're
on?
You're the first one, bro.
Look, breaking fucking barriers. That's what I'm here
Free
for.
cup of coffee. How about that?
This episode is sponsored by French Press Coffee, by the way.
In West Jeff and Higgins class of 1977.
Not Higgins.
Well, I get my dad and my dad's went to West Jeff, and I guess Higgins and West Jeff.
I bet that was the diploma right there. You're
Yeah,
holding
this
it.
is
That's what you earn. That's what
is
your
what you
Higgins
get.
education gets you.
1977.
Wild.
Yeah, a coffee cup that your kid's gonna take on this podcast.
That's the dream he wanted for you.
Yeah. But it's good. It holds temp. You know.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, it does. Man, you got a bunch of exciting stuff. I like your shirt, Cash Money, baby.
I know.
Cash Money Records in this bitch for the
It's-
2000.
What white people will do for street cred
Hell
never
yeah.
surprises me, including me wearing this shirt right
Thug
now.
life.
I mean, I remember 400 Degrees came out when I was in 6th grade,
Oh, wow.
and I had the
How old are you?
34.
34.
So 400 Degrees, juvenile, juvie, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
And I remember having like the inside of the CD case, like the liner notes taped up in my locker in 6th grade. So I earned this fucking shirt. I can wear this
you
fucking
go.
shirt.
If you from New Orleans, bro, you already a Cash Money baby. You know what I mean? Like you grew up listening to Cash Money.
I mean, Lil Wayne, since he was 17, playing with six figures.
Who's
got
your
so much-
favorite?
Okay. Oh, what? Silk?
Did you just say Silk?
The Shocker?
The-
The Shocker?
Silk the Shocker. No, that's that's No Limit.
Okay, Birdman. Is that it? Did I do better?
Birdman's better, yeah.
What if I said Drake?
Oh wow, that'd have been closer than Silk, dog. That would have been way closer than Silk. He was at least Young Money.
Okay, I'll take my shirt off now.
You lost.
It's
all
what
credit.
you wanted anyway.
Let me tell you, bro. Whenever one time I went to my dad used to take me to the Saints camps, and one time Ricky Williams was there signing autographs. So I went to go get an autograph card from Ricky Williams, and Master P was over there, like shaking hands for some reason. You know, Master P was just fucking there. You know, and he.
And I'm sure everyone was way more interested in whatever Master P was doing.
I was, you know.
Shit.
But I was a child, you know what I mean? I was probably 6, 7 area. I go up to Master P, and there was this fat dude next to him, and I was like, "Hey, buddy, are you Silk the Shocker?" And Master P and everybody in the No Limit Records bust out laughing.
Who was it?
I don't know who it was.
And that man was Manny Fresh.
Nah, it wasn't Manny. It wasn't. I still don't know who it was to this day, bro. But it was a fat dude. He was standing right next to fucking Master P, bro. And look, I think that might have been, as a child, my first real laugh I got from people.
And that's when you knew. Your friend Brandon Bruffett. We were talking. We were talking outside the mic. I think it was last night, and he was talking about how much he says on stage, and I was like, that should be your first special. Should be make him say
Yeah. He had a good set last night. When he cuts out them ums and shit, he does good. Yeah.
You know, I would say this to Brandon's face, and I hope Brandon sees this. Brandon, if you're listening, you are the nicest, warmest person that I think I know in this New Orleans comedy scene. Bring that shit on stage, please. You're
Yeah.
the fucking. He is infinitely charming and sweet, and I'm like, please bring a little bit of that.
That's what bad relationships do to people, you know?
Oh, that's what you think?
I mean, it happened to me for a little while.
Why, you were just bitter on stage?
Not as much as he got it, you know, but mine went through more depression, you know? And I showed it more through depression. And
What were you throwing stools and shit?
No, it was just...
Were you eating donuts on stage? What's happening?
I was eating donuts after stage every night. Yeah.
If it were coffee or Tarrytown Cafe.
Yeah, it was coffee. Yeah,
Fucking knew it. Best donuts in the world.
Donuts come out at 12:30 every night. The fresh ones, baby. Them things are delicious.
I would know. When I struggle with insomnia for a while. I've been sleeping pretty good lately. Thank you, Trazodone. This podcast is sponsored by Trazodone.
Trazodone.
But that's what I would do. I'd go to coffee and like as recently as like a year ago, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, 2, 3 a.m. and go to coffee.
It's the only place open.
It's the fucking best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you see some shit, but it's worth it. The food's so fucking good.
Or what you gonna go, Hanks?
What's Hank's?
Hank's is a little corner store off St. Claude.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a hood store. It's right next to all the junkies and shit.
I might run into some exes. I'm a little worried. avoid Hanks at all costs.
You run into comics there all the time.
Oh yeah, you did say junkies, so I assumed. Dumb.
We don't have that many junkies in our groups anymore.
No, I don't think so. I mean, no. I think,
Everybody's pretty much gotten their shit together.
okay, now that's a little too far.
I don't know about joke wise. You know.
But collections has stopped calling a lot of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's good.
They just stop answering, or maybe they just, they're getting it together.
Thoughts and prayers to those comics.
Yeah, we love you. Keep coming. Keep coming back.
Keep coming back.
That's interesting, bro. You're sober in this comedy game. How
Yeah.
long you been sober now?
19 months, but who's counting? You know?
Yeah, you should count.
Okay.
I don't count.
You shouldn't.
No, I shouldn't. I smoke too much weed.
How many hours? Nope, never mind. Don't worry about it.
About 40 minutes. Just if that.
You know, for the first time in a while last night, I was talking to some girl at the mic. Some comics brought some chick with them, and I was talking to her. And halfway through the conversation, I realized oh, this bitch is on another planet right now. Or
Yeah.
and then she offered me a gummy, and I had to be like, I'm so sorry, I'm sober, but thank you, that's very kind. But I don't think I ever realized it. Like hanging out with comics and working bars, I don't realize the people that I'm speaking to might even be high. Does not even cross my mind anymore.
Most likely they are.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think about it, and so it hit me last night, and I've been thinking about it all day.
I would be mad at. I'll be getting. I always ask you what the fuck's in your drink. You know what I mean? What you drinking? You're like, it's Red Bull.
Always. Fuck it. The towner last night was like, I got one left, and I saved it, and I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Thank you. But then I came back to the mic, so I had to have one of those Starbucks energy drinks, and I literally got home, and I was like, "Ah."
That's why you came back.
No, that was after.
That was still after?
I came back to the mic last night because I did not have a great set in my head, and the tech wasn't working great. And I can't blame you. I can't blame the tech. I can't blame the room. I can't blame anyone.
No,
that is my responsibility to deal with it because that shit will happen.
But that thing is getting old. Probably need a new one.
Let me take the responsibility.
The wire.
But it's one of those things where I'm like, I'm a pro. I have to know how to use this or do a Sam Bednar's. Fuck this mic. I'm gonna scream. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead, I got frustrated, so I wanted to redo.
Yeah, you came back and you killed.
I had fun. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for the extra time.
There's no problem.
It was
man.
that was fun because you know what? We do this shit. We only get one time a day to do this shit if we're lucky. We work nights. If I could I don't know about you. I have a feeling it's the same. But if I had it my way, if I could, I would do stand up 8-9 hours a day. I would do it as a full-time job.
Oh, yeah.
I love it more than anything in the world. So last night after I had a bad set, went home, ate, was laying down watching TV with my husband, I was kind of spiraling. And an hour after that, I was like, you know what? There's a mic going on still right now. I don't have to wait another 24 hours for a redo.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Because we only get that. We only get 24 hours
And
between
I'm running
the next
the mic,
one.
so
I know, thank you.
You can come back.
But
I saw you pop in. I was like, what the fuck?
I know.
You'll never come back. You know?
No, Drew was like, and I told him what I was thinking. I sounded like a crazy person because I said everything I just said to you, but sitting up in bed with my hair all wild, being like, I think I should go back because I can. And then I was
Drew's looking at you like, what the fuck?
He's nice enough that as I was leaving, I was like, thank you for not judging me right now because I know this looks crazy.
Yeah.
But thank you. And he's like, no, you got to do what you got to do. I don't think it's that crazy. And I was like, thank you, because I know.
Mean, as long as you're not fucking out there doing drugs and shit. Wow.
You know what? I get away with a lot for that reason.
Yeah.
It's this or crack, you know?
Yeah, it's a shame. Crack's the only pure form of drug nowadays. The only thing without fentanyl in it, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Isn't that crazy, bro?
Should we do crack?
No, we should not do crack.
Okay. Everyone's allowed to do crack once or twice by accident, I believe.
By accident?
Yeah.
You've done it by accident?
Oh, yeah. I've done crack by accident. I've done meth by... Actually, the only time I've done meth by accident was in the bathhouse that we were talking about.
No shit.
I thought it was coke. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Didn't find out until we were driving in someone's Mustang from New Orleans to Lafayette and got there in an hour and 20 minutes. And I was like, I think this is meth.
It didn't hit you when you fucking snorted it?
I was like, this is grainy cocaine. That's the only thing my head said. And
Meth
then,
got a fucking burn to it, bro.
you think these nostrils feel anything? Like, come on. You're giving me a lot of credit.
I don't know. I never mixed them. I never mixed coke and meth.
I mean, like I said, full accident. Thought it was, and then was like, this doesn't feel. Well, here we go. This is.
Yeah.
I mean, K's kind of the same way. K's just thicker to me and different. And the depression on K is next level.
Special K, what's that like?
Ketamine.
Ketamine? Oh, I've done that before. Huh?
Well, yeah, now it's back in like a huge way, and it's like ketamine therapy and shit. And I'm like, this can't be the same ketamine I did in Guerneville, California for 4 days and then wanted to quit my job. That can't be it.
No.
Because that was that.
Did you snort it then?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything goes up the nose. That's
Well, then I had nasal reconstruction surgery in California.
Really?
Hmm. I had a turbinate reduction. I had the deviated septum. All this.
from cocaine and
No, I had really bad sinuses my whole life. So I had it done like 3 or 4 years ago, and I had to tell my ENT before I got the surgery, I'm a habitual cocaine user. Had to tell him. And he was like, okay, well, you can't use cocaine like at all after the surgery. And I was like, yes, sir. I didn't last 7 days.
Oh wow.
I'd just gotten the stents out, and I was like, time for cocaine. But
Oh wow.
it's a different life now.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're living a different life now. You're doing great things, man. You want to tell us about some of these things you got going on this year so far? Beginning of the year, 2023, baby.
Oh my God. So, I'm very lucky to be very busy right now. It's January until like June.
Yeah.
Extremely, but this is only because I put in a lot of work in the fall of last year into bookings and stuff. I put
Yeah.
in a lot of tireless work and a lot of rejection. People don't, I mean, unless you're on the grind at this level like we are in terms of
Yeah.
like, this is our full-time job, we put a lot of energy into it, this is the only thing we care about, it gets all
Yeah.
of our attention. Unless you're doing that, you don't understand the level of rejection that also comes with that.
Yeah.
Because all they see is Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and what we're putting out there in our content and our bookings and shit. They don't
Definitely.
see the wave of rejection letters from festivals and venues and
Yeah.
fucking bookers left and right. But I had to see myself through it in order to be really, really grateful right now to
Yeah.
where it is, because January is pretty busy. I leave Friday. I just came back from 2 nights in Houston, 2 in Austin, 1 in Pensacola, all headlining gigs. And then I leave Friday. I'm headlining in McKinney, Texas at the Comedy Arena.
Nice.
And then featured at Rose City Comedy Club in Tyler.
Nice.
Then I come back. Then after that, I go straight to El Paso, White Sands, and then headlining 2 nights in Albuquerque at Dry Heat Comedy Club.
Nice.
Thank you. Then I come back, and then for Mardi Gras, I'm going on tour.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's I'm basically leaving town in February too. And I'm
Smart.
not coming back till like after March 16th.
Smart. You're good at that. You did that during Hurricane Ida, and I think it's one of the smartest things anyone did was do what you did.
Well, doing comedy in the city for a few years, we find out that comedy and Mardi Gras don't fucking mix, bro.
Thank you.
It's
Big
the
help.
hardest part of the year to do comedy in Louisiana, I think.
Truth.
Because you'll have 1 million people on the streets and nobody in your show.
Could not give a fuck.
No one cares.
One of the most upsetting things I think I ever saw was at Hi-Ho during Mardi Gras. It was a packed room of wasted people coming back from like Orpheus or something, and they didn't give a fuck. And it was
Yeah.
like a fire lineup, and Shep was throwing out her best shit, and DC was, and people were screaming back at the stage. I didn't, my name was on the list. I didn't even stay. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this. Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
It's terrible. But we'll go bring the laughs to other places.
Yeah, that's what it needs to be. Yeah, you want to tell us about this tour?
Yeah, it's me, JQ Palms, and Matt LaRocca. The 3 of us, coincidentally, are all sober.
Yeah.
And we all have less than 2 years individual clean time. So Mardi Gras is very fucking hard. On top
Yeah.
of being bad for comedy in New Orleans, it's a bad time for sober people. So we are heading out. And our original plan was the Midwest. Now we're pivoting a little bit to do like probably a little bit of Southeast. So we got booked in Florida off the bat. So that's the first state. So now we're just we're adjusting a little bit.
Yeah.
But Pickle, you will be the first to know whenever we book anything beyond the 19th, which is our only booking right now, because
Yeah.
we've had to pivot. And then we have, of course, on the 26th, our homecoming show at Comedy House NOLA.
Because y'all still going up to Michigan, right?
We should be coming up to Michigan, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll be up there around that time.
Yeah.
I would love to come do some shows.
You
with
will
I'll show it
absolutely.
too.
We would love it. We've already talked about it, the three of us, plus our tour manager, Drew. So
Nice.
you will be there. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And the best news is for ventures like this, getting them funded and sponsorships, and we've been very
Yeah.
lucky so far to have a couple bites.
That's
So
good.
as long as it gets funded, we can go wherever we want. We don't have to be limited to the Midwest, the Southeast, the fucking New England. We can go
Yeah.
wherever, and it can be flexible in that time period. So as long as we have money to pay for hotels and gas, doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm not freaking out about the bookings yet. They will come. We could do
Yeah.
fucking open mics for all I give a shit if it's funded. You know what I mean?
Right.
We get paid to stay on the road. I'll do a fucking brunch comedy show. I don't care.
Yeah, it's that's what it is, bro. It's time to like just get out there and put yourself out there, and like the people who've been doing comedy a while, I hear 'em, like chatters about that too, getting out there and doing that. And that's what the fuck we do, bro. We get it ready here and go on the road and spread joy.
It's spreading joy. You're completely right, and it's also, this is gonna sound corny as fuck, but the appreciation of what this city has to offer, you don't understand until you go anywhere else.
Yeah,
And then you're like, oh no, we have it really good here.
Yeah.
And our scene has a lot of good people who are very diverse
Yeah.
and very good and better than you are. So
Yeah.
you need to work harder than them. You know what I mean? You go to
You
other towns and you know more than anyone.
Yeah.
You can slay in another town. Doesn't really matter where.
right.
But it's not like that here. You got fucking
Nah.
4 other people on the lineup that are just as good as you, if not better. You got to
Yeah.
fucking work.
And that's what I like about it.
do
It's
too.
like, it makes us all better.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Last night, like at my mic, bro, some of my jokes were hitting and some of them just weren't. You
It's
know, it depends on who I follow too. You know,
We're also a fucking tourism entertainment capital, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's tough. You're competing with a lot in the city to have someone's attention and have them laugh. That's tough.
Yeah, it
it's not
is.
like that. It's not like other places that might be, not bastions of culture like New Orleans is. They'll laugh. They're happy to be there.
Right.
Here, you got to work.
yeah, they are. I mean, we're not known for comedy, but that's what we're trying to get known for.
Yet.
Not yet. But we're getting on. We're putting ourselves on the map, dude. Yeah, everybody's thinking about like Texas and LA, still in New York, man. Louisiana, we right here, baby. We gonna come up in the ranks, bro.
Well, what matters is big comics know that.
Yeah,
Big comics and like people who matter and influencers in comedy and stuff know New Orleans. They come down, like Trix, for example.
yeah,
Trix loves New Orleans for a fucking reason. Yeah, it's the culture and he likes being here, but I think he sees what we all see.
We got a good camaraderie here.
Mm-hmm.
We do we have fun. We have a good hang. The people are great, you know, and the way our work ethic is great. You know what I mean? And when
I think
people
so, too.
and like what you said, when people come in from out of town like Tricks and they see that, you know what I mean? They see we got people like fucking Shep Kelly. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? They see we got people like fucking or Red Bean and Matt Owens and I mean, bro, we got just killers.
Carrie B.
Carrie B. We come up under killers, and we're the new wave. You know what I mean? And I love that they love having us on their shows, and they support bringing us up as the younger group too.
I agree. I love, and then I run the Friday night mic, and when we had a chick come in from, I think it was South Carolina, and she was with us before the mic even started for 20, 30 minutes, and she said on stage and to us separately, me and Drew, she was like, I've never met a comedy community this friendly. This has never happened before. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, we take that shit for granted, where our people are nice and like not stand up. I mean, that's what a lot of you travel a lot too. Going to open
Yeah.
mics in other cities is tough sometimes.
It is, dude.
These people do not give a fuck about who you are.
They don't, bro.
But here it's like, I mean, we're New Orleans. You gotta be
Right.
fucking nice.
Because people, they take their communities serious or whatnot, but it's more like they'll gatekeep. So their people have the gigs. And I understand. I get it. You know what I mean? It almost used to be like that here, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like we broke down. That's why I love what you're doing. You're helping break down barriers, dude. Me and Marcus were talking about that last night, how, like, me taking over the mic, I took over. You taking over the mic, you took over, and it just broke down barriers, and we became more of a unit. And
I believe that, and I appreciate you saying it. I'll never forget the story from being on tour earlier this year where we were in a lot of big cities. Me and Stephanie Foster on our Without Rhyme Nor Reason mental health comedy tour.
yeah,
And most of the places we went were pretty good. You know, like, shout out Houston, Texas, because I think Houston is fucking phenomenal
Yeah.
at being a welcoming
I've
comedy.
still never gotten to do comedy in Houston.
You'll fucking,
I'm gonna put them on the
you'll fucking
my
love it.
list, bro.
You will. It's so
'Cause-
fucking close, and you won't want to do comedy in another big city with that level of hospitality and diversity and talent. Oh yeah, but then you go. I went straight from Houston to Lubbock, and while Houston, a big fucking city with a lot going on for comedy, was so welcoming to me.
Yeah.
This mic in Lubbock, Texas. When I went up, hi, my name's Ryan. I'm from New Orleans. I'm actually on tour right now. I'd love to get 10 minutes. We might be able to slot you in next week. I'm not joking. And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
And that's how it really was, where I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, you're really protecting this. Like, and I'm like, I'm not,
Yeah.
I just want stage time. I don't give a fuck. And then I stunted on him. Then it was like a moment where I was like, I even called my husband from the bathroom
Yeah.
at the club, and I said, they don't want to put me on. And he's like, what do you want? You should leave. Fuck them. It's not worth it. And I was like, no, I'm going up there.
Yeah.
And I strong-armed my way, and then they were like, they gave me the light at 9, and I was like, I'm not giving this mic back, and went for another 6 minutes
Yeah.
because I was crushed.
I like that.
It was a massacre.
Yeah.
It was, and then afterwards, of course, come back anytime. And I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, fuck you. I just
Yeah.
showed you up at your own mic because you weren't nice.
Yeah.
Just be nice. It costs nothing.
Being nice is the biggest one of the biggest things that I see, to where like people invite you in, but you also have to show your inviting self. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
what I love doing, is bringing other comics in. And I had a talk with Corey Mack about that. He was like, I went over there and I fucking killed, right? You know what I mean? But it kind of made it hard for the other comics to follow. Because the crowd just saw me do my fucking thing. And
Right.
Corey was like, dude, you fucking great now. You know, you're just a funny person now. He was like, you know, don't be humble, be nice about it. You know, let people know that you're funny. Because you could ruin in a show you want that everybody to be good, but you want it to go up. You
That's
know
great.
what I mean? You
Great.
want it to go
Corey
up.
Mack, genius.
He is a genius, dog. I
Fucking can't
and-
say enough nicely. Probably one of my favorite showrunners I've ever met.
Oh, dude, that's why I run the show in town that my open mic used to be his, you know, and that's why
a big mantle to take up.
it is. You know, the people that have run this open mic are the ones that are out there doing their own things. Like Marcus is about to leave. It used to be his mic. Alex used to run this motherfucker. Alex Curo.
Oh no, I know who you're talking about. I
And
didn't.
he's out there doing his thing. You know what I mean? But it's just like the people. It's a special room.
Yeah.
You know, so whoever gets their hands on it, if you treat it right, it'll treat you right. You know.
Well, look, I don't know if you get many opportunities on your own podcast for someone to blow smoke up your ass, but I will say this about you. I owe a lot to you in terms of how I've learned to navigate this, in terms of how I've learned to manage rooms and people and
Yeah.
expectations and my own set list. You have a lot to do with how I'm approaching this entire thing. And I think that you are very deserving of the flowers that you are owed.
Oh,
I think a
thank you.
lot of people owe you a lot of gratitude for
Thank
what
you,
you put
man.
out in the world, because you couldn't be a nicer person just in general in life, and the way that translates on stage. I'm not fucking surprised.
I appreciate you, dude. Yeah, and I mean that's what I wanted, somebody to do that for me, and it didn't happen. So I wanted to, like, you know, not shun people away. You know, I wanted to bring people and make my own community, and that's what we've done. You know what I mean? And look, I do this same thing. I tell everybody the same stuff, and it's amazing to watch how people take the pieces I throw at them and what they do with them. You know what I mean?
Yep.
How long you been doing comedy?
How long did I say I was sober? 18, 19 months, same
19
thing.
months.
Yeah, that's the exact same. I got sober,
Really?
and 2 weeks later I started doing comedy.
So you're almost 2 years in, and look what you've done. You know,
2 years in June. Yeah, 2 years in June.
look what you've done with the little pieces of navigation that I've given you. You taking them and you like broke down barriers, dude. You like breaking down walls, and you know, it takes people to get used to change. You know what I mean? And that's why I always tell you, you got to look past the chatter. You gotta look past the chatter and just do you, bro, because
It's tough.
it's gonna chatter's always gonna be there. You know what I mean? That means you're doing something right. If there was no chatter about you, then you ain't doing nothing. You know, you you ain't doing nothing.
I
Yeah,
had to deal with it in a very real way about a month ago.
Yeah.
I had to deal with in a very real way Facebook chatter about what Ryan Rodgers, is worthy of doing in comedy.
right.
And it was really tough. And I don't think I was able to admit how hard it was for me to hear it. Because it's easy for me to say fuck you. I've been a fuck you person for a long time with the
Yeah.
art that I put out in the world. Because before
And
I
being
was
from the West Bank,
yeah, and
that's
being
just
from
natural.
the West Bank, and
That's just natural.
I mean, I went to NOCA here in New Orleans for painting. I'm a visual artist. I'm a painter first. Like
Nice.
that's real. I went
Yeah.
to art school. Then after that, I had a career in writing for a long time, and not just writing ads, but like I'm a
Like,
published
you for
essayist.
Google and shit like that.
Right, but I also
You
have
work for big people.
I also have personal essays that are in literary journals and shit. Like I'm a
Yeah.
real writer. And so I had to have a fuck you attitude about that before I even started doing comedy. But it still hurts when people are like, this is what you know
Well,
what I
it
mean?
hurts because you want to be accepted. You know, and I get that. You know what I mean? We all want to be accepted in our way, and sometimes it takes other people longer to see through their own vision, and to see like a more broad vision of what's really going on. You know,
Or they never will. And
Or they never will,
And
but-
it's not your responsibility too. And RuPaul says I fucking hate quoting RuPaul. Fracking icon RuPaul. RuPaul said a thing on the show years ago that stuck, where it's what other people think about me is none of my business. And it's
Right.
fucking
No.
true.
Yeah, it's true,
It's
bro.
so true. It's just
because that shit'll make you go crazy, dude. You can't worry about what other people think. You know,
I know it's harder in practice, even as a fucking grown ass man. It is hard
'Cause what
seeing it
it
on
is
Facebook and being like, "What? What did I do to you?"
you grind your ass off and you got something that other people don't. They've been in the game for a long time. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like you've never taken initiative in your own life to take your shit to the next level. What you've done is place yourself in a group of people and you become complacent as a follower.
Say it louder.
And that's true.
I know.
You've come complacent as a follower, and then you look around and go, okay, all these other people are doing it. What gives them permission to do that?
Yep.
I gave myself permission to do it because nobody would book me. You know what I mean? Nobody wanted to look my way and teach me. You know, so I gave myself permission to do all the things that I wanted to happen for me and do it for others.
That's right.
It's service.
It's true though.
It serves, and that makes you not only a better person, but a better comic, and it gives a certain respect to
It's
yourself.
so weird
It
you
shows
say that.
you respect yourself, but other people respect you too. You know, because you respect them, and they see that. You know,
What's weird that you bring it up because I had therapy this morning, and what I was talking to my therapist about was like early childhood rejection shit and how that manifests now. And one of the things about rejection is there are a million ways you can take it, and one of them is I'm gonna find a space for myself. Like if I'm not a part of that group, I'm gonna do whatever I can to build the opportunities for myself.
right?
And that's what we've had to do. Where it's
Yeah.
like no one's booking me, but you know what I can do? Create my own show.
That's right.
Then it's my show,
That's right.
and then I can help build community around that, and then this is my community now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
You're putting people on, you know, and that's at the same time. When you come up, I come up, you come up. We're still a community. We're still our group. We're friends. You know what I mean? But we're doing our own thing, and we're taking everybody along with us.
I agree.
The way we can, and
I agree, because I mean, first of all, that's society, that's ideal society, and that's human decency. But it's also like you never know who's gonna pop.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
why be a dick? Why not extend yourself? Why not be a kind person?
And that's the other problem right there. Everybody wants to be the person to pop. You know, and it's
Yeah.
like I don't give a fuck about being the first person to pop or bring it. You know what I mean? I want us all to fucking pop. And that's the real thing. Is when you're doing it not for selfishness, not for selfish reasons. You know, because it's going to eventually happen. The more it's consistency. That's what makes somebody pop. You know what I mean?
Right. You're right.
You work consistent to the point where, oh my God, I look up and I did this thing, and that's what. And it's going to be the stupidest things that's going to probably make us pop.
Always.
It's probably going to be the dumbest
Always.
things. You know?
It's going to be the
but-
thing that you're like very mediocre proud of when you put it out
Yeah.
there, and then you're like, it's like when an actor wins an Oscar for the role, like Kate Winslet winning an Oscar for The Reader. You're like, what?
Yeah.
But it's for like, I'm sure she's not that proud of that, but it's one of those things where it's like, oh, this was the one.
Right. And when you get complacent in your stuff and stop working, then you never get to that point. You know what I mean? You just sit there in your own fucking bullshit. And fuck that. I get up and get out even when I don't want to go do an open mic.
No shit.
That shit be fucking aggravating sometimes.
It is.
I'm tired.
Even hosting my own thing, you know this. Hosting my own thing. I didn't realize signing up for this mic on Friday nights was every Friday night of my life until I decide I'm dead or I don't want to do it anymore. That's it.
Right.
But so sometimes it is work. It is manual labor hosting. It is
Yeah.
clocking in and out. I am not there. I'm not excited.
Yeah.
But I gotta do it, and I've never once regretted it
No,
that I went out. I haven't. Can't.
You feel better afterwards.
It's like
you
going
know?
to the gym. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you could have fucking sat home and did nothing, or fuck it, I just went out there and kicked it with my community and tried my best at a mic and killed it or didn't kill it. I bombed, you know. But after that, you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I went to fucking Baton Rouge Monday, dog, because
How was Silly Rabbit?
fucking Silly Rabbit's always great, dude.
Really?
I
I
love
haven't been yet. Shout out Will Merrill.
Will Merrill's a beast. I'm gonna have him in here this month.
Yeah, he's on my show Friday.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
he's fucking funny.
No, he's hilarious. I love Will.
Hey, remember that
but-
time we did that show in Lafayette and then we all went to dinner after?
Hell yeah.
With my in-laws.
Hell yeah.
And Will Merrill came because of fucking...
That was a great show, bro.
That was fun.
Make sure you go out there. What's comedy?
Meat Sweats.
Meat Sweats.
I'll do it
Meat
again
Sweats.
soon. We'll do it again. Lafayette's popping off right now. They don't need me to. Like, let John Merrifield and Will and Ken and fucking Tyler Arsenault, let them build it up.
Ken Edwards is so funny, bro.
You know, I've never met Ken Edwards, and I just see his shit and I like him.
Dude,
like,
have you ever seen him at show yet?
No.
Oh my God.
See?
He's fucking hilarious. I did Stone, and Stoned, and him and him and I forget who. It might have been Watts. I'm not sure. But I know Ken Edwards got on that motherfucker and lit that room up, dog. He is a funny fucking guy.
Well,
Lafayette got some fun. Lafayette and Baton Rouge got some real funny talent. You know.
I'm very glad. I don't tell this story very often, but I first started doing stand-up comedy. I first tried stand-up comedy over 8 years ago.
Okay.
I was in Lafayette, Louisiana, because that's where I lived for a long time.
All right.
And there was an open mic, and I wrote 5 minutes, and I invited everyone I'd ever met, and I was
shit.
I was hot shit in Lafayette. I was student body vice president. I wrote for the paper. I was very, very involved. I was events chair for my university. I was a campus tour guide. I was a lifeguard.
Oh, wow.
I was in a fraternity.
I was a lifeguard.
I was for my university. But I was really well connected, so I invited everyone I ever met, crushed 5 minutes where it was just a massacre. I actually found my set list recently in like a box.
Really?
Yeah. And the funniest thing is I showed it to Drew, and Drew's like, this is the same set list. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. But John Merrifield was...
Just come.
Yeah, come, altar boy, bisexual. It's so stupid. But John Merrifield was running that mic then. And John is like producing shows again in Lafayette, and he is fucking funny.
Is he? I never
Yes,
seen him.
yes. You're going to love him. He's great. But I did that mic that one night, crushed. 2 nights later, I was at a restaurant, and I was blacked out drunk on sake. I was at a sushi, so drunk. And I saw on Facebook there was another mic, and I was like, I'm going. And I went and got on stage and blacked out, spaced. Humiliated myself, and then didn't do comedy again for 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, like that. But it started in Lafayette because Lafayette just had a little scene going. And Maggie Shipley was there at the time.
Yeah, she a beast.
Maggie's great. But they were all around. And so now they're like kind of having their resurgence with oof comedy and Artmosphere and stuff. Like they're trying shit. I'm fucking thrilled. I can't wait to make it out there. I'm very happy that Lafayette is like building shit. Because I talked to John yesterday and I was like, I want a system where we're bringing people over there and you're bringing them over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what we're trying. I'm trying to do that too, bro. I'm coming up with something. I don't know when I'm gonna start it. I might do end of March or
What is it?
April. It's just I'm just trying to come up with like a run of shows for comics, but I want to have something in Baton Rouge or in Lafayette or Slidell or something and pull from the comics out there. So
Yeah,
it'll be like a little small tour.
that's good.
You know, for I could bring people, headliners in from out of town,
That's
just
great.
from knowing people from other states now, just from doing comedy, pull them in, and then throw somebody in as the feature comic for that show from that area.
Dude,
You know,
Jeff Vance is out there hustling so hard, and
Jeff's a beast.
Oh my fucking god! But he's got Lunchbox Comedy, and it's a well of people where it's
Yeah.
just like he's churning them out, and he's got these rooms, and I'm doing a room
I
tomorrow.
need to hit him up actually.
You should. He's a very very nice guy.
You know, for Mo Alexander wants to do something, so I might hit him up and
Hit
be
up
like,
Jeff.
hey,
He's great. I'm doing a show with
what's up?
T Ray. Bears are on tomorrow at City Slice in Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Where we're judging. We're judging the mic.
oh yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
judging the open mic.
Mm-hmm.
What are you judging?
You judge their jokes and shit, and you give them feedback.
Okay,
And
it's
then
a
whoever,
feedback mic.
and then whoever wins gets to go headline for whoever's coming through next. Like it's
Ooh, that's cool.
it's cool. You should come. It's at City Slice tomorrow. It's
City
like on
Slice?
It's like on LSU's campus. Yeah, and I'm judging.
Really?
Yeah,
What's tomorrow? Thursday?
tomorrow's Thursday. And then I'm headlining the Valentine's Day show with Brandon Haynes in Baton Rouge too on
Okay.
Valentine's Day. But that's all Jeff Vance. That's all Lunchbox shit.
Shit, I might come out there just to fuck. I never messed with it. He just recently started and popping off quick.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone, including myself, pop off like that and just have like reach sponsors, like
Yeah.
merchandise, like, and everything looks good, and everything is just like he's got like 8 rooms now.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
And see, that's what I'm gonna take my time with this move because I'm still young. You know what I mean? We're both young in the game, but Jeff I think has been around for a little while, so he knew to take his time and get that shit together. And
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing with my next move. I'm gonna just take my time with it. I'm not gonna rush into it. I'm gonna make sure all my fucking T's are crossed and I's are dotted and stuff. Because something tells me.
Come on, Hooked on Phonics.
Something
Let's go.
tells me to get ready. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I ain't never had to get, actually like be ready. Having a regular job, they always do the taxes thing for you.
Oh no!
You just go up to fucking H&R Block with your little sheet of fucking paper, and you're like, here you go. Now I gotta fucking learn how to do taxes and stuff like that, and make sure everything's in order.
I let slip to Mike Hall that I have an accountant that I've had for like 8-9 years, and he's like, "You have an accountant? How?" I was like, "I'm like a fancy person." Like,
Yeah, you are, bro. That's what I love about you too, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if you got all those things, you got fucking Drew is amazing. You got your financial thing in order. You're organized. You know what I mean? And to have that,
but I'm not though.
shows.
I'm having to do it for this career. I told Chris True
Right.
yesterday that if you would not believe me if I told you that this is the first time I've ever had to use a calendar in my life. I don't like it.
Me too.
I've railed against that system my entire life. Grammar school, high school, college, corporate setting. I don't want to use it. I'm not going to use it. I'm never going to. Me and Drew have shared a calendar since we've been together for 6 years. I don't look at the fucking calendar. But now I have to use the calendar. And I'm like,
You got your own calendar
I have
now.
my own calendar. So I don't know. Like, the organization shit has come because of my love of
Bro,
comedy.
last year, that was one of my big things, just learning how to use a calendar.
I know.
It got to a point last year.
We're so stupid.
I was like, "What the fuck? I can't. What is?" I was like, "What's today?
I know.
What gig do I have today?" And it was to the point where every day I was bopping off on something. I had something to go do, and I was like, "Man, I gotta actually write this shit down."
I know.
Getting to that point.
Well, that's
so,
why I still have Drew to proof it, because when I will say yes to anything, and Drew will be like, "No, how
Yeah.
much is the pay? When is it? No, you can't do it.
Yeah.
See if they can reschedule it." Like, that's all. I would be fucked if I didn't have this man in my
Well,
life.
that's what I'm saying, bro. You're very lucky to have that, and
know.
to see like you do what you do with the tools that I threw at you.
Thank you.
That shows like, man, it can be fucking done, dog. Like it, all you need is a little effort and your team. You got to build your team with this shit.
You do,
'Cause
and
we're
you gotta
all-
gotta
we're-
invest in yourself too.
We're
It's tough.
friends, you know what I mean? And we're always talking and bounce ideas off of each other. When it comes down to it, we have to build our teams around each other.
Yep.
I got to build my team around me. Who's going to help me do this? Who's going to go out their way to do this thing that it takes too much for me to do.
Pickle, you could not be more right. And the tough part is you want everyone on your team because you want it.
Yeah.
I want everyone on my team, but it is a very tough selection process once we get down to like, okay, we're planning a tour. How is it going? Are you holding up your end of the bargain? Are we, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
there are tests that you have to put people through unintentionally where you're like, oh, we might not be a good fit. That's okay. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I need people around me who aren't just good writers and are good at punching me up and are positive people,
Yeah.
but are also accountable. And that's
Right.
fucking hard, especially
is.
with comedians because we're all performers and suffer with mental illness. And what you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like, it's tough. That team shit is crucial, but it's difficult.
It really is. It's a hard thing to be like, all right, I put my trust in you for this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you're a great comic, but can you be on time? Can you,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Can you fucking, if you see me fucking up, can you reach out and be like, yo, step back for a second and look at this? You know, at the same time, can
Yeah.
you take criticism from me
Ooh.
saying, hey,
Preach. That's the hard one.
because I'll fucking tell your ass something. You know what I mean? I've had people fucking
You
get
sure
mad at
will.
me. I've had people get mad at me and they don't
I've seen it.
understand. And I will put you in the same fucking. We're all equal in that in the trenches. We all equal, dog. We all equal. If you fucking up on stage and I think you should be on a different level, I'm gonna let you know you fucking up. Yo, bro, you coming to my mic and you fucking up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people getting their feelings, but I don't care because they need that. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be a harsh friend than somebody who just signs on to all your bullshit and be like, let's, love me. No, damn that. I don't need you. I've had people hate me in the beginning of this already. So
That's really fucking funny.
we're in the marathon thing.
I wish I had some more of that because a lot of me, that insecure part of me is like, what do you know? Like, yeah, you might have seen something in this person's set that might make it better, but who are they to listen to you? So I have that holding me
Right.
back a little bit where I'm like, I should say something.
Well,
I know
that's-
it'll just make it better, but I should.
That's where running your mic comes into play. You run your mic. You have they come to your mic consistently. You have the right to tell them something. If you see something in them, that you think is better, you have the right to tell them something. Whether
Yeah.
they like it or not, bro.
I need to do a better job of that.
People suck at taking shit about them. You know what I'm saying? Like people don't like hearing about them, and it's we need to know about us and our bullshit sometimes.
I think I've done a really good job at identifying the talent that I want to foster, but I haven't been doing a good job of like, I want to help. I want to get in there with you with these bits
Yeah.
and these like punch ups and make them better for you with you.
Yeah.
I haven't been doing a good job. Like Sakina Dawes, for example. Fucking love her. I want her to succeed. She's got it.
Yeah,
she's got the writing talent.
Great stage presence.
Great stage presence. But I want to get in there. Not that anything's wrong with anything, but I need to do a better job of like how can I work with you better?
You just listen to the sets. That's all I ever done, bro. You sitting there and you listen to people's sets, and it doesn't happen after one time. You listen to a person's set over and over and over again from week after week, and you go, oh, one day it goes, boom, all right, I got a punch for you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Okay, you're doing great. You're making them laugh. You know what I mean? And I think I should book you this time and give you a shot at a real show.
There's very few comics though, and I'm sure you know this. There are very few comics that I will go out of my way to ask. Like Clara is one of them.
Yeah.
Clara is a person. Anastasia is another one where it's like, or Marcus and Mike also,
Yeah.
where I'm just like, I pulled both Marcus and Mike aside last night to be like, I have this premise. What do you think? Like, what is something? And Marcus is so good at like boom, boom, boom. Like, what was it? The hardest part about being gay is wearing a hat. Because guys want to talk to you about World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, and then he had like 3 punchlines for it, and I was like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's identifying those people too that you want for yourself, for your own shit.
Yeah.
Like, what do I do? And like, I won't just go to anyone and be like, hey, punch this up with me.
You shouldn't. But that's good that we have a level of comic that we can go to and bounce off. I can bounce it off of Marcus too. I can bounce it off of you. I can bounce it off of certain people. You know what I mean? And we have that diverse factor in our scenes where if you have a joke that you might think be overboard with the gay community, I can go talk to my gay friends. You know what I'm saying? Say, hey, well, what's a good way to punch this up? Or
I'm happy to be the gatekeeper of all gay joke vetting. Sure.
Oh, that's another thing. You got your festival. Let's talk about your festival.
LGBT LOL is going to be June 1st through 4th this year. It's during Pride Month. We did kind of a soft one
Y'all see
last
that tired sigh come off of Ryan
year.
right there?
Here's why. Here's why. It's because it's been all that I've been living and breathing 7 days a week for the last few weeks because I'm in sponsorship mode right now.
Yeah.
And we are so lucky that we opened up submissions and we are inundated. If I told you the number, we're over like 75 submissions already.
Nice.
From all over the country, and we are only like a month into submissions being open. We got a whole nother month to field. We're going to, that number is going to grow exponentially.
That's over 75 of videos you got to watch.
Yeah, and we can only take 30. And it's going to grow up until like 300, I bet, ish. And I can only take 30 people, and we only had 4 comics in New Orleans submit so far. 4. That's it. Everyone else is from New York, LA, Vegas, Hawaii. Like,
That's great.
It's very good because we only have a handful of gay comedy festivals in America. We have P3, Midwest Comedy Fest, and Yas in New York. That's it. That is it.
I got to do it last year, bro. I appreciate the spot. It was a great show.
You should do it again because we're going to have an ally show where it's just all of you guys doing a show for charity.
Yeah.
For a gay charity, and we're all going to make fun of you.
What's the charity?
I want to do House of Tulip. It's for trans housing. For trans youth. Housing for trans youth.
Like people trying to like get out their house or something?
Transgender youth who don't have housing.
Oh,
who have been kicked out of their houses or need a place.
Because of the trans
Yes,
thing?
because they are trans.
Okay.
Correct. They've been thrown out by their parents or whatever. I shouldn't be speaking on behalf of House of Tulip, but I mean we're gonna that is the first one that I would like to support. But anyway, the festival's going to be. We learned our lesson last year doing the festival during the fucking Pride Parade in New Orleans, and we're like, oh, we fucked up.
Yeah.
We fucked up hard. The gays are not. I mean, we're very lucky to have
anything to do with a parade will knock your shit out, bro. I opened for Ben Roy, and the second day of shows, it was it was the first parade back since 2020 shut down. And I'm telling you, bro, Fulton Street was empty, and on the next street there was 200,000 people. And we had to just shut the show down. There was nobody showed up.
That is my worst nightmare.
It's fucking crazy,
terrifying.
bro. Parades will knock. That's why I'm leaving. You know what I mean? February is a good month to fucking go. You know, the beginning of the year in New Orleans. You know, get you a couple good gigs in January. But
I think so.
I've been taking this where like December and January. I'm trying to just set up my whole next year kind of thing.
That's smart.
So and I like to get the fuck on the road. You know, get out there. I'm blessed to have a few good fucking gigs this coming up February.
Yeah, you're very lucky, and you're gonna fucking kill, and it's gonna be so much fun.
It's gonna be great, man.
But what I will say this is, after the festival, I'm going to fucking Europe for a while. Like I'm going for a few weeks. Me and Drew are going because I'm like I can't. I need to fucking rest.
Is this your first time going to Europe?
No.
Look, I don't know. I've never been out the country.
Come on, I'm a comedian now, but I used to be a very independently wealthy white gay.
White gay. Y'all know how to party.
I had all that money, like I had all that Google money and tech money and shit. So I mean, it's gone now. Yeah. But it did float me for my first year and a half in comedy. But
nice.
Now it's gone. Now comedy better pay the bills. But I mean, I've been to Europe quite a few times.
Okay. What parts of Europe?
I want to go to Frankfurt. I want to go to Germany and like
Frankfurt.
I know. Well, because New Orleans has direct flights to
Wiener
Frankfurt.
Schnitzel.
Yeah. New Orleans has direct flights from MSY to Frankfurt. So I'm
really?
Like, yeah.
A direct flight? How much
we got direct to fucking Paris and London too. What you want?
How much is one of those flights?
When I booked I had to book mine. I booked mine a few years ago before I moved to San Francisco, and then I got the job at Google, so I had to cancel it. And at the time, first class was $700. That's it. Direct. Let's do it.
That's not that bad.
I know. See if this shit translates to German.
Yeah.
these cum jokes. Let's see. Find out.
Yeah, that's going to be the real fun when you start getting to international travel for comedy.
I don't think a world tour is that far off.
No, just dude, we're doing great. So just keep grinding and shit. We all going to be on fucking, I don't know about me. I got to fucking check out this felon thing. I heard that I can't go. I heard that I can't go to Canada. I put in for.
Do you want to go to Canada?
I do, bro. I put in for a festival in Calgary. And Calgary was always my favorite hockey team. You know, they had that big city with the Flames. I'd kick people's ass with Calgary.
This is how I base all my decisions about cities and their hockey teams. Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, I read it was the one festival that you could put in for free. But I put in for it, and then my girl was like, "You can't go to Canada. You're a felon." She lives in Michigan, and I'm like, "That's some disappointing shit." She's like, "You got to get a fucking signature from the prime minister and shit." I'm like, "What?"
Well, I mean, they also told me you can't go to Canada with a fucking DUI, and I had a DUI in 2011, and boy, did I go to Vancouver like 3 times, like since then. So I don't fucking know who knows what Canada's up to. Let's keep an eye on them.
I got another buddy in Canada, comic. He told me that they're not going to stop you at the border.
No,
So,
I drove in and out, and I'm sure don't have a clean record.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, just the DUI.
Okay. That's I guess close enough to a felon in Canada.
Yeah, and in 2009, I got a little shoplifting from Dillard's slap on the wrist, but it was a long time ago.
That's not that.
You live and you learn, and you stop doing cocaine, and then things change. See,
You're stuffing purses in the purses, bro. This is mine.
if I told you what it was, it's even more embarrassing. Ralph Lauren polos.
Oh, wow.
It's not that.
You were stealing straight people clothes, bro.
I don't know, cosplay.
No, that's what it was. That's your cosplay. You dress up as a straight guy.
I mean, that was my if I'm being. God.
And tell him, get over here.
What would I gain from that? Entry into things that I already don't want to go to. Like, come on. But I mean, growing up on the West Bank and stuff, and my dad like was an account executive, and that was in my head as a kid, like the symbol of wealth, like Ralph Lauren polos. Like I'm not joking. Like I just Rolexes and Ralph Lauren polos.
Yeah,
like,
look,
wow,
it's a real thing. When I was a drug dealer, that's what I went and bought a bunch of Ralph Lauren and like polos, and fucking Jabot was a thing too.
Okay,
but I love polo. Polo was my shit, bro. I came home with like 10 pairs of polo shoes one day. You know what I mean? Just
work.
Yeah, drug dealer, bro.
$75 a pop for one of those polos.
Dude,
like, I mean,
70. I was paying 90 in pants.
But I was wearing kid sizes, so.
Okay, yeah.
I still wear kid sizes.
I've always been a fat fuck. I've always been a fat fuck, dog.
Well, like I was a fat kid too. Like I wrestled varsity for Brother Martin, and my weight class was 171 when I was in high school. Yeah. And I remember I didn't find out that I was a small.
Shit, that's a big weight class for high school.
I'm telling you. Yeah, I was a little kid. I was a little chubby kid. But then I dropped a bunch of weight, and I didn't realize until in college where I'm like, I'm a small. Because I just thought, and then when I go to homecoming dances, my dad would take me to JCPenney and buy me a men's large button down to go to the dancing and stuff. So I just didn't know, I don't know what that has to do with anything. But then I started shopping in the kids section and Abercrombie Kids and stuff as a full-ass adult, being like, save some money. That's
when the gay kicked all the way in. You're like, fuck it, I'm wearing tight shit.
Frugal and gay. Like... There's not a worse combination in history to be gay and have not expensive taste.
Just stylish in your Cash Money shirt. Just for the 99
I knew I shouldn't have worn this motherfucking shirt. Why? I had the option, and I wore it anyway.
It's all right, bro. We got to wrap up right now, man. Plug everything you want to plug.
Yeah, I got. Oh fuck.
What's your date?
Let's work backwards. So LGBT LOL, June 1st through 4th. Then Fat Tuesday Comedy Tour going on the road starting February 18th here in New Orleans, at TBD everywhere else, pending sponsorships. And then everything else I got Raw Dog every Friday at the Ugly Dog Saloon. You can always still download and stream my album on Spotify, Apple Music, all the things. This feels so weird. After I bitch at comics for plugging their own stuff at my own mic. You know the thing when you ask comics to plug things and they're always like, I don't know, say whatever. And I'm like, no, like Troy does that.
Yeah.
Troy, what do you want me to say? I'm bringing you out. And he's like, nah, just say whatever. And I'm like, no, you're an accomplished comedian.
Right.
What do you have going on? Well, I'm going to LA on Friday. And I'm like, yeah, that counts, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so traveling a lot, Texas and the American Southwest a lot now.
Nice.
And then we'll see what happens when Mardi Gras comes. But A lot to be grateful for. Thank you for having me on. This is always so much fun. Three Timers Club.
Three Timers Club, baby. Hit that subscribe, like, go follow Ryan Rodgers on all platforms. Shows I got coming up. Make sure if you're in town, man, every Tuesday we're at another bar. Come hang out with us at another bar. It's a great open mic. You can see great comics like Ryan coming to do his thing like he did last night. And let's see, my bigger shows coming up January. I'm in Bonkers January 12th in Mississippi. The January 20th I'll be at Dragon's Den. I think I got some more stuff I'm working on for the end of January. Don't have it set in stone right now. Let's see, February I'll be hitting the road. I'm going to New York for the first time.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. Your first time?
My first time going to New York.
You've never been to New York?
Never been to New York
Holy
at all.
Shit.
Never been there.
And when are you going?
It's the 9th and 10th. I'm going
when?
to February.
Oh, you're fucking love it.
And then the 11th, I'll open for Jim Florentine in Erie, Pennsylvania.
What?
You know, then I'm gonna try to add on some more things after that. And right now, that's all I got. I got some more shows in the future, but we're gonna keep it right there.
I mean, I will say this: your mic is my favorite mic in all of New Orleans, probably Louisiana. I'm not shy about it. I love my own mic, but I like yours more. I do. I think your mic is hands down the best one. The time you give people, it is, as Heidi once said, it's like a living room.
I mean, bro, you never know who's coming through that bad boy.
I love it.
We had Rob Kazi last night.
Rob fucking could not have been a nicer guy.
And he killed, you
know.
Rob's amazing.
He's so nice.
Yeah, he is.
So fucking cool.
Yeah,
and I mean, he dropped into one of my shows at the Virgin Hotel. Oh, also, I got a show at the Virgin Hotel January 29th, and then at Hotel St. Vincent, Stage Fright on February 9th. So I forgot about those. But Rob dropped in.
Bro, he's got shows everywhere. You can't keep up with this guy.
The social media, my Instagram is going to catch in a fire. I'm going to have to drop my phone with the fucking posting I'm doing. But yeah, congrats on just all the moves you're making in 2023 already. I'm so impressed.
Bro. I'm trying, bro.
It's all that fucking hard work
I can't wait
to
get out there on the road. That's another thing. I'm going to be doing some of those tour dates you got. I'm going to go do a show or two over there. And I can't wait, man. You're doing some good things.
Thank you for having me. I love you to death. I think what you've done for this community is incredible. Please keep doing it. We need you. Please don't move to fucking Austin, for fuck's sake.
I'm going to stay here for at least another year. Yeah, we'll see where it goes from there.
I don't like the way that sounded, but we'll see.
Nah, I love it here, man. This is our scene. You know what I mean? And I love everything that we got going on, and I love how it's built up. You know, I love how other people come here and they see what we've built, and they feel invited to come. So come hang out with us. Go to Ryan Rodgers shows. Come to my shows, man. And thank y'all for tuning in today at Pickles House. This has been our time, man. Thank you again, bro. I love you. Thank you for coming to spend some time with me today.
And tell your kid hi for me.
I will, dude. He woke me up at 7:30 in the morning. He called at 7:30 in the morning this morning. I was like, you wanted to see Dad?
He wakes up much earlier than you. That's great.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Have
Thanks
a good
again.
one.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.